From the Schmoes Know Network studios in Los Angeles, California, it's time for Meet the Movie Press. And now, here's your host, the editor-in-chief of schmoesknow.com, Mark Reilly, and from The Wrap, Jeff Sneider.
That's you. That's me. And this is Meet the Movie Press. Hello, Schmoville.
Good
How
morning.
you doing? Good morning, everybody.
I guess it's good afternoon by the time they hear this.
That's very true. Good afternoon or good evening or happy Saturday or happy Sunday, whenever you're listening.
Whatever you want.
Whenever you're tuning in, thank you for joining us. As always, Meet the Movie Press. I am Mark Reilly, editor-in-chief of schmoesknow.com.
And I'm Jeff Sneider, film reporter for TheWrap.com.
That's right, my friend. And oh my God, look who's sitting in between us. Chris Stuckmann.
A handsome man.
He is a handsome man. Thank you for the camera.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I love when men say I'm handsome.
You are a very handsome man. I'm really excited to have you, dude. I mean, you are a friend of Schmoville. Schmoville, you know Chris Stuckmann. He's been on the main show. You've been making the rounds, too, this week. My God, you're on Profiles. Yeah. You're on Jedi Alliance, AMC Movie Talk.
Mm-hmm. This is a media tour.
He's doing the media tour.
I am schmoed out. I'm schmoed.
You are schmoed down, yes. Man. So
these bags under my eyes and the slightly deeper tone in my voice is due to the Comedy Store. Yeah. Thanks for that, Mark Ellis. But yeah, I can't really scream very well in a Comedy Store, apparently.
No.
And so here's my voice, slightly deeper, but I'm here and it's going to be awesome.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to have you, dude. And if for those of you tuning in that do not know Chris Stuckmann, why? You have a great, awesome channel on YouTube. What is it called? Just Chris Stuckmann?
Chris Stuckmann.
And you get Stuckmann?
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. It's some stupid thing I made up one day, and I regret it every
Roll
day.
with it. Own it, brother.
No, I thank you. It's very nice of you.
Oh, well, yeah. And I'm really happy to have you here because it's interesting what we do in Meet the Movie Press. And Jeff, we are going to be swatting at invisible flies.
Yeah, we're not crazy, just so you know.
Yeah, guys, we started this episode, or before this, basically doing an episode from Breaking Bad, like The Fly. We were just like watching it and trying to find it and get it out of here before we started. But
underrated episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love that episode.
The Fly is the one who knocks. That was the twist.
That was the twist. Yeah, that was Ryan Johnson's
first episode. Yeah,
that was his first episode and his twist on the Breaking Bad. Anyways, we're going to have a great show because what I like about Meet the Movie Press is we actually welcome in so many different people out there doing various different things in this world of movie press. And Chris, you have a YouTube channel that you review movies, but you also talk about news when it breaks, correct?
Totally. Mm-hmm.
So, well, first, why don't we talk about how you started and what kind of led you to getting all the hundreds of thousands of subscribers you have now? And
yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah. Jeff, can you subscribe to Jeff's YouTube channel?
I'm going to be taking notes during this, actually. Yes, please do tell me.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So how'd you start, man? What got you into this world?
Well, I mean, I've always had a love of movies. Since I was a kid, my parents put in Star Wars to VHS, and ever since then I was like, oh, okay, this is what I want to do. Yeah. Whether it was making them, writing them, talking about them, something about them, I wanted to be involved with it. So... And it just intrigued me. It's a imaginary world where you can make stuff up. Mm-hmm. I mean, who wouldn't like that? But I started writing reviews for a long time, actually, and
cool.
It was just recreationally. You know, I would be like a hobby. If I would go to, it was when I was a teenager.
Where would you post them?
Just on I had a website called A Critic's Opinion.
Critic's Opinion.
It's such an original website title.
Yeah.
I loved it. No, and it would be it was like a free website, one of those free servers where you could just like if you wrote too much, you'd be like, your bandwidth is up. Yeah. And so I eventually strayed away from that, and that website's no longer up for anyone who's trying to search it. It's not around.
I know. I just tried to pull it up, and
it's not there.
And I got a virus, so I don't know what happened.
Stay away.
I apologize for that. But yeah, and then eventually one day I was just like, why don't I try to do this for video? I saw a few other people who were doing it, and I thought that would be a lot of fun. And
yeah,
my first few videos, admittedly, are terrible. I mean, the lighting, there's no lighting. It was like an overhead bedroom light or something, and a crooked angle, and I'm sitting on a bed with like some childish like sheet. And it was all just terrible. But
when was this, by the way?
This was back in 2009.
Okay.
And for some reason, maybe like 15 people actually became interested in watching me, and I went, oh my goodness, 15 people are subscribed subscribe to me. Now I have to try to serve these people. And eventually it turned into more. And now it's something I take very seriously, and I work hard at it. And it's a full-time thing for me now. I try to see as many movies as I can that come out. I do other segments as well. And like you said, I also try to focus on popular news that my viewers are interested in hearing.
Do you make money off advertising?
Is
that how it works?
That is correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all through YouTube, right?
Right. It's Google advertisements. It's the same like with what the schmoes do. You make a video and a 15-second ad plays before your video, and you're able to make some money off that. And then eventually down the line, sponsors and other people will contact you. I know you guys have done work with things before, and it's a pick and choose kind of thing, because I've gotten contacted from certain people, and you're like, how in the world am I going to mention that in a video? Like somebody, I won't say like who, but like it was like this very feminine television show about very feminine women, and I was like, why do you want me to mention this? Like, I get that you want people to watch it, but
were you reviewing Sex and the City too?
Yeah, really, that's the only way it could actually fit.
I keep
in.
thinking Army Wives.
Right. No, it was like it was one of those reality shows, and I'm like, if I ever mention this in a video, no. So I loved Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, and by the way,
almost
you really
almost
need
as
to
much
see.
as I did the Real Housewives of Dubai.
It's funny because that's actually what it was.
Was it real? Oh my God.
we learned it out of him, folks.
Yeah.
That's really funny. So, but that's a sign of success right there. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're building. You start with 15 followers, and then you are building up, and that must be some that feel good.
Let me ask you: was there ever a point where you got discouraged?
Oh, sure.
Like, this isn't happening as quickly as I thought it would.
Absolutely. And
how do you persevere?
I can
through
still
that?
get discouraged about it. I mean, I think anyone who's is into creating art of some kind can easily feel like, oh, this isn't working, or oh, I need to change this, or I need to work on that, and absolutely, for a while. But the thing is, at first, I wasn't approaching it from a business perspective,
right?
And in all honesty, I'm still not, because it's not that I don't recognize that, but it's because I'm afraid that if I start to approach it from that perspective, I'll become either full of myself, or I'll think I'm just the cool kid on the block or whatever. And if I just continue to view it as what I started it as, which is just a fun thing to do, to talk about movies and to share my love of movies with other people, then it's going to stay that way. And I think that's what I need to do is never allow myself to become like, big-headed or something. I'm just a guy who loves movies, and it's cool if people want to listen.
Yeah.
I hate big-headed people who are full of themselves. Phil, how's my hair?
I have an actual...
Jeff, do you follow Jeff on Twitter? He is not full of himself.
I have an actual big head.
Yeah.
Like physically. It's a larger...
You're a big guy.
It's a larger head than most.
Yeah, well, it fits well on the YouTube screen.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So let's talk movies. What do we got this week? What's on tap?
Well, Chris, I don't know if you're familiar with something that we just started, which I kind of like, and it's called Hopeful News Break. And you know what? Maybe we should have
There we go.
My God, Phil, you are so good.
We're on the same page.
We are on the same page. Let's do that again. Hopeful News Break. I love it. And that's a new segment here on Meet the Movie Press that we started last week. And every Wednesday, guys, if you go to Meet the Movie Press on the Schmoes Know Network on our Facebook page, give it a like. We're almost to 1,000 likes.
Oh my God!
Congratulations.
We're like 100 away, I think.
That's
so,
awesome.
If you guys want to go in there, every Wednesday we kind of drop a hopeful news break. My hopeful news break was I want a title for episode 7, not only because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but because I'm also sick of all the rumors and all the non-news.
Oh yeah, it gets a new title every week from the blogosphere.
Yeah, it's like Ancient Fear, or the Jedi Dilemma, which is something I made up. I don't really think that's not a scoop, by the way. It's not the Jedi Dilemma, because last week we talked about Deadpool and Aquaman, and man, that went crazy, didn't it?
Yeah,
we got a lot of
took on a life of its own.
So thank you for Meet the Movie Press is a legitimate news show. I like it.
Yeah,
so,
thanks for rating and commenting and everything too.
Yeah,
by the way.
and if you guys haven't done that, of course, I'm going to plug iTunes and the Schmoes Know podcast on YouTube. Go ahead and hit a like and a subscribe and comment and share and all that stuff. But let's get to Hopeful News Break, because I actually really like this one from, oh man.
Oh, people are sending in titles.
They're sent, not titles. Oh, okay. Hopeful news
titles?
break. No. That was just an example.
Oh, okay.
Of stuff we do, but people will throw some stuff out there. Like last week, somebody wants Captain Marvel cast, Katie Sackhoff. And Jeff and I kind of break it down a bit on like what we kind of know, what we've heard, and kind of what the business side is like, whether or not that's possible. It's kind of fun to discuss. So I'm going to absolutely butcher your name here, and I apologize. How do you pronounce Joerg? Is that George?
Yeah.
Sure. George. Yeah. George Nagorski? See, I'm just butchering your name. But dude, thank you so much for this one. I love it. He wants Sandra Bullock cast as like a 7-ish villain in a movie. What do you guys think of that? And Jeff, are you ever aware of casting like this for like
just
maybe
like there's a hot psycho part available and
maybe like a character driven part, or like you get word, like I'm trying to think of something because we haven't really seen a good thriller like Seven in a while.
Oh no, unfortunately not. I'm hoping that Gone Girl is. Obviously it's not going to be as violent, but I'm so looking forward to that movie. But it's funny. Immediately when you think of Sandra Bullock as a villain, you're like, no.
Right?
But was the villain in Seven ever on screen? Hardly.
No, not until the end.
Correct.
Until the end.
So if he wants a Seven-like villain, and you want Sandra Bullock to play it, you're not going to see her play it for maybe like 10 minutes.
I just kept thinking of Sandra Bullock with a shaved head. I was like, I don't know if I see that.
She cut off her she cut off her fingertips.
Yeah, no, honestly, a villain role would be cool. I thought that she was going to be Miss Hannigan for a while in the Annie remake.
That's
which
right.
Is not, it's not like a real villain, but she's the antagonist in a sense.
Absolutely, and that's the discussion that we can get into, because maybe there's not a Seven coming out. Maybe there is, or not a...
A female serial killer thing would be great.
I like that idea because it kind of flips the expectations on its head.
Right.
And then when you have a great actress like Sandra Bullock, it just makes me interested. So I thought that was a really cool kind of topic to discuss somewhat. But so Jeff, in your scoops and nosing around,
do I think she would do it, or do I think?
I do want to know, would you, in your opinion, do you think Sandra Bullock, if offered a role like a villain in Seven or something along those lines, would she do it?
I don't know. It's a good question. It's funny, like the director of The Vanishing died this past week, and she was in The Vanishing. It's one of her earliest movies.
That's right.
I'm thinking of like the kind of dark stuff. She did Murder by Numbers, which is loosely based on the Leopold and Loeb stuff.
That's right.
I don't know. I don't know if she would do it. I think it would be really cool to see her as like a badass villain.
Yeah.
I just don't know if there's anything out there.
Yeah.
There was one thing, The Last Witness, that she was circling.
Okay.
Which I don't know what the hell it's really about, but I know that there are scripts out there like about amnesiac bombers who like hide, or not amnesiac. Like they've hidden bombs around a city and then they forget where they put them.
Oh.
And then it's like a lot, and so like it's an interrogation based thing.
That sounds like a comedy.
I think she would be kind of interesting as like a crazy bomber.
That would be
with
cool.
Like a mental issue.
And so that's actually so that's actually a script out there right now.
I think Samuel Jackson was going to do that.
Oh wow,
that sounds like a great comedy to me, actually.
Yeah,
I just planted a bomb and now I don't know where I put it.
Well, like what if the guy in Memento was a terrorist?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Terrorist ever. Every time he goes to the tattoo parlor, he's like, "Can you please put on my arm that I placed a bomb under this building?" And the tattoo artist is like,
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot.
I don't know about that, man.
Or like, imagine Sandra Bullock as like the villain in Arlington Road, and she's like the housewife next door, but she's actually like a domestic terrorist whose husband died at like a Waco situation.
There you go. This is what I like about Hopeful Newsbreak, folks.
Boom. You're throwing situations at me.
And boom, with the amnesiac bombers. So there you go. So that's really cool. So thank you, George. I'm going to call you George for that. And unfortunately, I had another really good one, and I can't find the name. So thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Perfect.
God,
you are on the ball.
Phil, will you write some notes down for JT, please?
Give yourself a raise,
and
Phil.
Give yourself a raise. That's awesome.
You know what I'd like to see Sandra Bullock do? I don't know if you're going to talk about this at all. It was something that Keanu Reeves said in the week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and there, in some ways it might just be a joke, you know, because Keanu Reeves is always like, "Oh yeah, man, I'll do it, whatever."
Yeah.
It was
totally.
Bill and Ted 3 done.
Let's have some fun, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. But I think someone asked him about Speed 3, and he was like, "Yeah, Speed 3 Redemption, totally. Jack Tavern, yeah, dusting it off."
I love that.
And first off, I actually love Keanu Reeves, worst
I do
actor
too.
of all time, most likable bad actor on the planet.
Yeah. I think he's actually good. I mean, I just think
He's
for what
been
he does.
In the right part.
He's been
Yeah,
good
in the right part.
The Matrix.
Matrix.
He knows what he's doing when he's in the right role. But
Yeah.
if Sandra Bullock and him did a Speed movie and they took it seriously, hey, John McTiernan's out of jail now.
That's very true.
John
He is.
McTiernan should direct Speed 3 starring Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
Okay. And call it Speed Redemption.
No.
I want Gareth Evans.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That'd be amazing.
But you know what? I wouldn't call it Speed 3. I'd call it Speed 2. And I'd pretend Speed 2 never
just
actually
never
happened.
That's a
happened.
good idea, man. That's a good idea. Just skip
Why were
over
they-
that one.
Why were they on a boat?
It was a boat
It was a boat.
that crashed for about 10 minutes
You
straight.
could still call it Speed 2 because Speed 2 is different than Speed 2 Cruise Control. That's a different title.
That's true.
You
very
actually
true.
could call it,
It could be
Speed 2.
Speed TO.
Yeah, it's Speed TO. Yeah, it was like Speed also.
Two speedier.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's hilarious. I don't even want to get into Speed 2 right now.
Yeah. But that was fun to contemplate this week.
That was
more
fun.
so than the average. This sequel may happen one day rumor.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, every Wednesday, Hopeful News Break. Drop it in there on the Meet the Movie Press page while you're liking and sharing with your friends and subscribing to iTunes and all that good stuff. Another one that I wish I could find was somebody wants Quentin Tarantino to do a sci-fi movie, which I love that idea, but I don't think he ever will. I just don't think that's his wheelhouse.
Yeah, I actually, I'll go against the grain here. I don't want to see Quentin Tarantino do a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
I see enough sci-fi movies. You know, the last thing we need is to lose Quentin Tarantino to that dark side.
Yeah, I know, right? Unless it's a thinking man sci-fi, like maybe I don't
Unless he
know.
wants to do one. Listen,
Yeah.
I'll
Like, let
see
me
anything
ask
Quentin
you a
wants.
question though. Like, let me ask you a serious question. Like, do you like westerns that much? You can be honest if you don't.
I like his stuff so far, but no, yeah.
That's exactly my point.
Well,
That's a
fair
good
enough.
point.
I
Yeah.
don't like sci-fi movies that much, but I mean, if he went to where it's not going to be like, you know,
Oh, it would be the best sci-fi movie.
it'd be like 7 guys in a spaceship just talking.
Yeah.
Like that's what it'd be, and then one of them would cut the other's head off or something.
I tell you, it would be like one of those big ships, and it's like it's a liner going across space, and there's like these guys in the back that need to like get out, and they're the bad guys, and they have to like prison break, and then it happens, and then there's like a donkey, and then there's wait, where am I going?
Yeah, I
with
was
this?
like, Marcus thought about this. This is all fleshed out.
I know, I have in the outline, and I sent it.
You have a 3-arc structure.
I
and
do have a
everything.
3-arc
You know
structure.
exactly where it's going.
Act 2 climax is an amazing twist. So
I would love to see Quentin Tarantino touch any genre.
That's a good
all
point.
That's true. We just need more movies from Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino.
And you know what? And I'm thankful that Hateful Eight is gonna happen.
Absolutely. I mean, that was so great because, and I feel really happy too because people kept telling me, "Oh, you should read the script. You should go to one of the reads or whatever." It's not happening, dude. You can read the script. And my one friend who had read it was like, "Oh, there's this amazing part. Can I tell you about it? Because the movie's not happening." I was like, "Don't tell me."
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't read the script. I have no idea what it's. I know what it's about, but I'm so glad I stayed away because now it's happening.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I want to get into that. Spoilers. Okay. What's your opinion on spoilers, Chris? Because I know that when big news breaks, you will make a video for your subscribers.
Yeah.
But you're mostly commenting on casting.
You're right.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, what have you done in the past that's been like big news?
Well, you know, like I try to focus on the news that I know my subscribers are interested in. So if, you know, Jeremy Irons gets cast in a Broadway play, I'm not going to make a video about it.
No, I'll make a video.
But if Jeremy,
But go to the rap and watch my video about
there
it.
you go. That's a good,
Jeremy Irons on Broadway.
That's
good
Sorry,
plug. Good-
sorry to interrupt.
Good plug.
yeah, that was a good plug.
But if Jeremy Irons gets cast as Alfred in Batman vs Superman, I am going to talk about it.
There you go.
And that's kind of what it is. It's like if people and I can usually gauge it by my Twitter feed or my Facebook feed. If it's like, Chris, are you gonna make a video about this? Then I'm like, okay, that's what they want to see, so I'll do it. And yeah, in regards to spoilers, there are many films that I see throughout the year where I don't even know what it's about, and I purposefully do that to myself. I don't even read the IMDb plot synopsis, and I don't watch the trailer either.
Well, that's good.
You don't watch trailers?
Rarely.
Oh man, That's like heroin to me. I
know.
See one trailer and then I need a second trailer and I'm like, I can't stop.
Me too. Unless it's like Amazing Spider-Man 2, or then it's like too much. Stop.
Those weren't trailers.
Right.
Those were the movie. That was the movie.
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
And even stuff that wasn't in the movie.
Yeah,
But
I know.
like
They flood the market with
my
these
goodness
stuff,
gracious.
clips and photos.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
and because I feel like I'm sitting on the other side now of the spoiler, because Jeff, I don't think you really do spoilers. I mean, you have scoops and you have exclusives, and
no, like I wrote an article yesterday.
Spoiler alert!
Hey,
Spoiler alert!
Where like
the article is a spoiler alert.
Sure, where the actor being cast is going to play what turns out to be the villain or whatever.
Okay.
And I didn't put that in the article. You want your readers to have a pure experience watching the stuff that you're reporting on. I mean, occasionally, yeah, it's fun to do spoilers. We did some True Detective stuff that HBO was mad at me for because it's mostly the first episode. But we didn't it's not like I'm giving away we know that there's going to be a murder. It's called True Detective. We know someone's going to die this season.
Right.
And then the cops are going to have to figure out who it was.
Right.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
I think for me, the hard part is riding the line between spoilers and speculation, because it's so easy.
Right.
Someone's like, this guy's gonna play this, and this person's gonna do this, and Star Wars Episode 7 is gonna have ninjas. It's like everything that you could ever think of is thrown out there for some of these giant movies, and you have to like kind of ride the line between what do I actually share with people, because if you become known as the person who just says whatever comes across your desk, then you're not going to have any validity to what you say.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting about like the different. I think we have like 3 factions of the movie press sitting here today. We have like YouTube, we have the trades, and then we have the blogosphere at schmoesknow.com, which we do spoilers. We do like there is stuff that we get that could be considered a spoiler. Like today, we're gonna post a scoop on Fantastic Four.
Oh,
you guys will probably already read it by the time you're listening to this, so I'm not going to ruin it. You can go to schmoesknow.com and check it out. But, it's something that from a source of ours that was very, very, very reliable, and it's some information that I find interesting and I like. I don't personally like spoilers, but I know that our readership does.
Yeah, your audience likes them.
And so it's something that, okay. Now, when it comes to certain projects, like Star Wars, for instance, I don't want to know.
Right.
And I will actually maybe fight to not post on there.
Right.
I don't know what that is. Maybe it's the purity of Star Wars and my love for it. But then I also have problems when some people, maybe they'll get a script and they'll a leaked script and they'll like ruin the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And like I know with Avengers Age of Ultron, there was some scoops that came out that were like, just like ruining the whole movie. And I was like, whoa. I don't want to know. Little tidbits here and there, like I can live with, but I just don't want the big reveals to, and I don't know, but that's me.
It depends what it is, it's on a case by case basis.
Yeah.
For me, it's the love of the movie going experience. I mean, I love the idea of going into the theater. The curtains come out, if you have curtains in your theater, which most people don't anymore. But the lights go down, and you don't know what's going to happen. And that's one of the things I love about the Interstellar trailers, because so many people have complained about them. And most of the people who have complained about them are like 12.
Yeah.
And they're like, I want to know every bit of the movie right now. And it's like, no, actually, we're just going to let you be surprised, because that's what makes movie going fun, when you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's harder to preserve that purity these days because you are bombarded by marketing materials, and so that's what kids who are 12 years old expect. Right. They don't know it any other way. They don't remember it.
You're right.
Yeah, and I think that's just the world we live in now with the internet, and it's expanding like every day, and like there's so much stuff coming at you that are we training these kids to want spoilers? Are we training the audience? Like even with marketing, like Amazing Spider-Man 2, you could maybe argue that all those trailers were spoilers towards the end of that marketing campaign.
And you stitch them together, that's a half hour of footage from the movie.
You're completely right. The last shot in the movie was in all the trailers. Everyone was like, wow, I can't wait to see what happens in the Rhino Spider-Man fight. Oh, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, and you watch the trailer, you know that Rhino's in it, you know Elektra's in it, and you know, obviously, if you're a fan of the source material, that Gwen Stacy's going to bite it.
And Vulture's wings and Doc Ock's arms, everything literally was in that trailer. Everything. You could watch the trailer, and like, I remember I made a video about the trailer, and people were like, "Oh, Chris, there's going to be more." I'm like, no. And I saw the whole movie.
Well, here's the problem. Studios don't care
Right.
if you have a good theatrical experience. They don't care if
No.
you like their movie.
Yeah.
They just want you to see it. And so if they have to throw a half an hour footage at you to get you into the theater, that's what they will do.
Yep.
Which is stupid to me because Spider-Man, everyone's going to go see Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man.
Yeah, so what's the difference, you guys think, between Amazing Spider-Man 2 marketing campaign and Interstellar? Because people are saying, I want Interstellar news, and is it Nolan going, no?
Christopher Nolan is smart enough to know that less is more.
Yep. Yep. So do you think it's the filmmaker that he has got that right now?
Well, he has the clout to dictate a marketing campaign as well. Very few filmmakers have that.
Yes. So
Right.
Mark Webb with Amazing Spider-Man 2 doesn't really have it. It's kind of Sony's game, and they're gonna
guess so,
throw it
yeah.
out there. And I don't know. Did that come out then? When I think Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just a flawed movie. Period.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
So even with the marketing and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
like, I was going to go see it anyways. I mean, I didn't need all that stuff.
Right.
But I just thought it was a poorly executed movie.
Yeah.
So
it's harder when you're selling crap.
yeah,
In fact,
I'm going to shine up this turd for you and
Right.
put it out there.
You know, I think if they had just made posters that said Amazing Spider-Man 2 with text on it, said the date, and didn't release a single trailer, I bet you people actually would have liked that movie more.
That's a really good point. I guess that's where I was going with
Yeah,
this.
you want a sense of discovery. And most days, at least for the bigger movies, there is none anymore.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think it seems to be the genre picks, and I know Interstellar is a genre sci-fi, but he's also coming from. I mean, this is the guy that has done so many different. He's dipped his toe into different genres,
Yeah.
and they're all good in my. You even said it last night, Stuckmann. Like
His worst movie is Insomnia, and
Yeah,
it's
and that's a
really
great
good,
movie.
really good crime thriller.
Yeah.
Like people are always like, Insomnia is not as good as Inception. It's not Inception. It's a crime thriller. It's a small movie.
Yeah.
Not as good
You
as
know?
the original, though.
that's right. What was the original?
Was it a
again?
remake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a remake. Stellan Skarsgård stars in the movie.
I
That's
knew
right.
that it was the original one, but I didn't know it was a remake.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's really cool. So okay, that's interesting because with the spoilers and especially maybe with Star Wars happening now, and we get so many rumors. And like the other day, or yesterday, they released pictures of Chrome Troopers. I don't know if you guys saw
Yeah,
that.
I did. I saw it.
Jeff, do you even pay attention to that? I mean,
Honestly, I don't click on any of your Star Wars links anymore, guys. I don't know what what you're talking about.
yeah, I unfortunately I don't either. But my team tells me, do I cover this? And I'm always like, I do this. I don't know. And then we posted it, and a lot of schmovillians are like, really? More? Like what?
I like to, this week, what was it? Oscar Isaac did an interview, and he's like, yeah, everything's real, everything's practical, and
Yes.
you can see, to see hundreds of stormtroopers, and then people are like, oh, there's hundreds of stormtroopers, and I thought all the stormtroopers were extant. I'm like, you lost me. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Checked out.
Yeah, and I check out too. Are you? So, Chris, are you checking out from certain genres, franchises, brands?
Basically, any trailers created by Sony, I basically don't watch them anymore.
Yeah.
Because I remember I do trailer reviews from time to time. And,
Yeah.
And only when
like
it's only when it's a big movie and people are like, what'd you think of this trailer, man? And
Yeah. So like Avengers: Age of Ultron,
Sure,
you'll
like
do a review.
when that comes out, I'll definitely talk about it. And it's really not just the idea of me reviewing a trailer. It gives me an opportunity to talk about my thoughts on the film and where it might be going. But with in regards to checking out of things, like if I see that first off, I'm able to trust your website because if you have something of a spoilerish nature, you have that in the title, and okay, I'm not going to click on it.
Yeah.
But and that's one of the things I try to do is I find websites that I can trust, that I know aren't just going to be like, oh, here's this, and Luke is Darth Vader's son, and just throw it in your face.
Which I've noticed in the blogosphere, the trades do it really well. It's obvious. You trust the trades. You just do. Implicitly, I do. There are certain sites, though, that even on my Twitter feed, I'll get spoiled. I'll be like, oh, and I'll look away.
Well, it's like, Hollywood is trying to spoil us enough. The last thing we need is ourselves, the movie press, spoiling it for each other and their readers.
And that's what I try to do, and
at least be upfront about it. Like, don't try and trick me into reading your article. If there's a spoiler in it, like you said, put it in the headline.
And that's what we're doing with our Fantastic Four news today. We're putting a big spoiler alert. You're going to see it. If you want to click.
Spoiler alert.
Yes! God, Phil, you're on it.
Alert.
I love that. My God. And there's like, bomb threat. So
I know, I was about to get underneath the desk.
Get onto the desk. So, okay, cool. So, Chris, I want to get back to your channel because where are you based out of again? It's Ohio.
Yeah, near Cleveland.
Wow.
So, and you are
out
certified
here,
Rotten Tomatoes, correct?
On one website, but not on my YouTube. I am on a website that I write for. I am not on my YouTube yet.
Okay.
As of right now, the only YouTubers are the Schmoes.
Wow.
It's
Who are
hard,
the
man.
Schmoes again? Oh, yeah.
Who are they? I submitted an application about 5 months ago.
Still haven't heard?
I meet all the criteria and exceed it.
Yeah.
The criteria is 20,000 subscribers.
Okay.
I have 165,000.
That's all I want to ask you too. Jeez.
So and
That's
I'm not trying to brag. No.
I wanted to know, actually.
Not trying to come off as a bragger. I'm just like,
nope, you're not.
I don't seem to exceed the. I seem to exceed the criteria, but I talked to Christian about it actually, and he had said he was like even we met the editor-in-chief of Rotten Tomatoes, and it still took us a few months. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be a while.
Well, I beat Gray Drake in trivia, so maybe I can make a call and say, you owe me one? Wait, does she owe me one? No.
Do you tape out of like a room in your house? Do you have a studio?
Yes, I have an office.
Okay.
I have an office where I set up my background that I film in front of and everything. It's like my editing / filming room.
And I want to go to your office and just like play with your stuff. I've seen it. It's a geek boy's dream.
Yeah,
I want to borrow DVDs and play with your action figures.
You're more than welcome to. You can sleep on my couch if you wish.
Sure.
You just have to fly out there.
I know. So that's what I'm wondering, because when you're in Ohio, how do you get
Screenings?
the screenings? Yeah. Do they come to? I mean,
yeah.
You're on the radar, obviously, with these.
He's sitting there next to the film critic for the Akron Beacon Journal.
I wish I've met the film critic for the Akron Beacon Journal. His name is Clint O'Connor.
Okay,
and he's a really nice guy. But there's screenings up in Cleveland area. It's about 35 minutes, 40 minutes from my house, so it's a drive. It's not like I can just go up the road and to a screening. I do have a movie theater a half mile from my house, and what I usually do is that's great, man. And what I love right now, what they're doing is almost every major movie has like a early to late Thursday showing now.
Okay.
Which is really cool for me because I will make the trek, the 40-minute drive to a screening if it's a big movie or early enough.
Okay.
If the screening is Thursday night at 7 o'clock and I can just go at 10 p.m. to the theater right by my house, I'll pay for the ticket.
Okay.
Because it's the same in gas for me. So
absolutely.
I do work. It's like people are like, oh, you had the best job, but I mean, I don't have a press seat still.
Yeah.
And I don't actually want one.
Okay.
I like to sit wherever I want. I don't want to sit in the top right corner because they want me to sit there. I wait in line with the normal
fans.
Yeah, and I talk with them, and I go and see as many movies as I can. And sometimes I go to the normal showing, like I said, and pay the ticket and sit there with teenagers who are chewing their right behind you. But it's what I love, and so.
That's great.
Let's hope you don't get stuck behind LeBron James in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's coming home.
Yeah, it's funny. That's how it is. It's like, where are you from? Cleveland. Are you happy LeBron's back? No, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome because, you are a part of the Meet the Movie Press. You have 160,000 plus subscribers, so you are dishing out information to the people that want to know.
Yeah.
And so they trust you. And so just like Meet the Movie Press, I appreciate what you said about our website and that you trust us. And I like what I said about the trades, and especially what Jeff does. I trust what he does.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. And so I have to say goodbye to you.
Well,
you have to leave.
Okay.
You are so popular.
We're just the first stop.
Yeah, we are the first stop on this Stuckmann
quest to
world.
domination. Yeah,
yeah.
The world tour.
I got to run over to the AMC Movie Talk.
Those
studio.
guys.
Yeah, those people. That is a cold studio.
I know it looks. I see the air hanging in the.
My hands were purple.
The breath. Were they really?
I'm not kidding. Like my fingertips were purple the first time.
I'll keep an eye out for your nipples.
Thanks, man. They will be in glorious, rigid glory for you.
Rigid glory. very HD YouTube gloriness. I don't know where I'm going with that. Well, Chris, it was awesome having you. Thank you for coming, dude.
Thank you very much.
It was so wonderful seeing you.
Thank you very much.
Come back anytime.
Yeah, please.
Thank you, guys.
And enjoy AMC. Tell those guys we say hi.
I will. And since this is my last stop on the Schmoes No Network, I just want to say to all of you people who are part of this network, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was great.
God, Phil, so
you
good.
are right on there, man. He was, like, as soon as I said, I just want to say, he was like,
and I got that button.
Cheesy mode. Okay, there we go. All right. I got the melodramatic sound. Aww.
Well, before you go, where can the good people in Schmoville find you? Because you got to find them.
If you wish to see more of my face, you can go to youtube.com/Chris Stuckmann with 2 N's, because I'm German. And then you can go to Twitter at Chris Stuckmann with 2 N's again. So
9. I mean, yes.
Yes, please.
Cool.
Well, thanks again,
guys.
dude.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you next time, man.
Definitely.
Drive safe.
Yeah. So, Jeff, while Chris takes off, can we get some applause?
Your
My
left.
name's Phil. Go on.
You were batting 1,000, Phil.
See you, dude. So, Jeff, I thought, Chris had to leave. I wanted to talk about some articles, especially one that you posted,
What do
which
we got?
interested me a lot.
Did I do anything interesting this week?
Yes. Asa Butterfield?
Oh, Asa, yeah.
Asa.
Asa Butterfield.
Hey, I don't know why I said
that's
Asia.
the word on the street, is that Tim Burton has his eye on the young star of Hugo and Ender's Game.
Yep.
And yeah, I was actually really surprised by the response. There's a lot of Miss Peregrine's fans out there.
I'm a Miss Peregrine's fan. I'm a Tim Burton fan. I'm hoping that this is a return.
Have you read the book?
I have not read the book,
Okay.
but I've read enough of the plot details. Are we getting a little?
Thank you, Phil. Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure that Jeff has
Center
his-
me up here.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just very interested because I actually like Butterfield as an actor.
He's a very talented young man.
Yeah. And a really funny story where I put my foot in my mouth was when I was interviewing him at CinemaCon.
Okay. For Ender?
It was for Enders.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was asking him, do you want to work with any other directors, like Scorsese? And I just, it was like, oh yeah, he was in Hugo. Oh, gee. And he had this look on his face. Nice guy. He's just like, yeah, dude, way to research.
You have a teenager just looking down on you like, unbelievable.
I'm like, oh boy.
Just go on Cliff's Notes next time, Mark.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he is in line to play. Is it Jacob Portman? Is the protagonist of Miss Peregrine's?
Yeah.
There's no official offer yet, but I think the one is expected.
Yeah. So, and again, as we break it down, how did you? You have just sources, and you had enough info.
Yeah,
and,
the tip came in, like a week or so ago, and I think that there were probably other trade reporters on it. I think we were kind of just waiting for that offer to make it somewhat official.
Right.
But when it seems like it's just a matter of time before that offer comes, I was ready to bust it out.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you did. I always like your scoops because I trust you, and I know that Doctor Strange is coming any day now.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty excited for that official announcement. I don't think it's going to go to anybody else.
No, it's out there now. I
just don't think you would date a movie if you didn't have a leading man or were having trouble.
Absolutely.
Having to start from scratch or whatever. So.
Yeah, absolutly. So,
it's Marvel. There could always be curveballs.
Yeah.
Same with Asa Butterfield. Listen, Tim Burton. I hope that article didn't ruin anything. I don't think that it would.
That's a good point. Do you ever think anything that we do, breaking stories, affects things? Yeah.
Well, they tell us all the time it does. I don't see why it should or how it does.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't see how that could be possible, especially if you get a really good reception, right? Like Doctor Strange.
Right.
Joaquin Phoenix. You drop Joaquin Phoenix, and personally for me, I was in Comic-Con getting ready to do something the night before. I think it was the night before, or maybe it was a couple days. I can't remember. But I was just like, oh my God, that's brilliant. I loved it. And the fans loved it. Now we have fan art, so it's a good reception.
Yeah, listen, if a report can actually change a casting or whatever, then that casting probably wasn't as close as the report made it out to be.
There you go. Yeah. So with with your Miss Peregrine's scoop, and it's exclusive.
Yeah.
So did people pick up on it? Did I know we covered it?
None of the other trades did.
None of the other trades have covered it?
No, I think that they're waiting for an offer or for him to actually close a deal.
Yeah. And so when they get that information,
they'll probably put exclusive on it.
Yep, that's what I was getting at.
They're advancing it, but whatever.
And that's the world we live in. I mean, we were talking. I mean, I keep plugging the Fantastic Four, but I personally think we were the first to break the Michael Jordan as Johnny Storm. Mm-hmm. We had a very, very good source that told us this was happening. Mm-hmm. We broke it. We got a lot of coverage from the blogosphere, and then it was like 6 months later. And the trades, and it was announced, and I can't remember back then if it was exclusive or whatnot, but we didn't get any credit, and that's fine. I mean, we're a blog, and we were in our infancy when we actually broke it, so I understand. But that's what's interesting to me when it comes to the trades, and I always like, if we get into this, I always like talking to you about it, because it's like, I know we told that story, or you told that story with Justin when he was on from Variety, when like, are you going to credit us, Boris, over at Hollywood Reporter? And it's like, nope.
I think that fortunately I have a dialogue with Justin, and I know that I can talk to Boris. He's approachable, and I think that that's probably where it ends. I don't think that there's the fourth outlet, especially after this week.
I saw that, yeah.
But we don't need to get into that.
No, we don't need to get into that.
I do talk to Justin sometimes about this stuff, and sometimes we'll both be acknowledged, like, listen, we're both on this story. Why don't we just go at the same time? Or, why don't you take this one, and the next time that we run into each other on something, I'll take it.
That's really cool. Yeah, and I because I saw you had a little bit of a Twitter exchange about the True Detective casting of Rachel McAdams.
No, that was just funny.
No, I didn't
Kroll broke that yesterday.
Yeah.
He broke it wide open, and deserves the credit.
Absolutely.
That she did actually get an offer. So
yeah, and it made the rounds. I know we covered it again, and I know it was his exclusive. But I saw that there was some Twitter exchanges like, hey, like for or I can't remember what it was, but she's going to be playing a cop, right?
Right. Yeah, no, listen, Rachel McAdams is kind of, like Justin said in his article, has been the front runner for the True Detective female lead for some time, but she's filming the Boston Globe Catholic Church sex scandal movie Spotlight,
which is one of yours, right? Isn't that?
Yeah.
That was
I don't
yours,
something like that. So.
I give credit where credit's due.
I forget if she was in the. I think she was in that initial announcement, or maybe I left her out and I did the other guys, and someone threw her name out there, and I just updated my article.
Okay.
But either way, she has to film that, and so HBO was kind of they brought in these 7 actresses who I reported on last week because they had to cover their ass. What if Rachel McAdams isn't available? What if she says no or whatever? They can't come to a deal. They've got to have other candidates already in line and on tape.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Rachel McAdams, by the way, would not go into tape. She is definitely more established, I think, than anyone else on that list. And you kind of know what you're getting with Rachel McAdams at this point. She's a movie star.
Yep.
They're not going to ask her to read. So, they had to wait for that whole scheduling thing to play out. And then, as Justin reported, it looks like she got the offer, late the other night or early in the morning, and he broke it wide open. So.
Yeah. That's really cool.
To me, she was always up for the cop. I think Justin had gotten maybe his wires crossed or whatever, and heard that she, her and Elizabeth Moss could also play Vince Vaughn's wife.
Yeah, that's
which is another prominent female role. Like, people don't realize this.
Yeah.
When Colin and Vince were confirmed, everybody was freaking out. Well, where's the women? Like, listen, Rachel McAdams is going to be a huge. That character will be the breakout character for season 2 of True Detective.
Oh, that's cool.
And Vince Vaughn's wife is another prominent female character.
Okay. And that's cool. And I know some of you out there might be wondering why we're talking about TV. Well, guess what? It's TV with movie stars.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you see the movie press, myself, Justin, Mike Fleming broke Colin Farrell. That's why you see us chasing it.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I think that, the TV reporters also need to keep a really good relationship with HBO. Listen, I want to have a good relationship with HBO too. But movie reporting is a little bit more aggressive and a little less gentlemanly than TV reporting for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know if the networks have scared the press into submission or what.
Yeah.
But I'm just surprised at how different the processes are, because they are completely different.
I know. And I've noticed that. I'm kind of glad we're talking about that as we wrap things up. got with especially with True Detective. It's a whole new.
It's rabid, and HBO's not prepared for how crazy it is with the reporting.
Yeah,
whether it's the casting or just Nick Pizzolatto and the stuff behind the show, accusations of plagiarism, etc. I don't think that they know what we put studios through every day.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so to give a little backstory on there, because I love when you said this, it's like HBO got mad at you, didn't they?
Yeah. No, they were mad. They were more mad about the plot details and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which were kind of pieced together via breakdowns that went out. Mm-hmm. About the characters. You can kind of piece together what that first episode might look like.
Yeah.
And I think everyone is just kind of frustrated with the process. And so, listen, I'm going, as a journalist, I owe it to my readers to report what I know.
Yeah.
And it's not like anyone said any of that information was false. But,
yeah.
True Detective is going to be good. It's going to be very different from True Detective Season 1.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't go in expecting the exact same show. It's still going to be dark tonally. I think it's going to be, like Nick Pizzolatto has alluded to, a little bit more action heavy, less philosophical perhaps, more plot driven or whatever. But it's going to be, I think the world itself is going to be a little bit bigger and broader.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be. And even because True Detective was supposed to be just a one-off. Right? I mean, at least from what I've heard, it was, and it just got so insanely popular.
Right. You got to keep that brand going.
Yeah, it's now a brand. Absolutely.
And so, yeah, I was just, I was razzing Kroll, but he deserves all the credit on that Rachel McAdams break.
Yeah. And
I think we're going to see Taylor Kitsch get that fourth lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And to go off of what you said with Justin, I just really like the relationship you guys have, because in this atmosphere of the movie scoops or TV scoops or just exclusives, to know that you have that good relationship with him, or you can razz, and I know you guys are friends.
Yeah, we bust each other's balls.
You bust your balls, all that kind of stuff. But then, because it can get ugly out there. And to give an example is when we discussed Deadpool being PG-13 last week. A lot of people picked up on it, and I don't think we got any hatred. It was just a lot of the fans being disappointed, and perhaps it's a PG-13 movie. But guys, it's something I heard. It could change, and it might very well change.
Right.
And if you look at Rob Liefeld's, the creator, and I probably just butchered that name, but the creator of Deadpool, what he said, it is alluding to a PG-13. It's not something major. That I feel.
Well, they said, from what I understand, it was like they said that they figured out the way to make it PG-13.
Yes.
So it's not just like, oh, we made a movie and it got rated PG-13 because it has no balls. It's like we figured out how to get the spirit of the character in there.
Yeah.
But it'll probably wind up PG-13. And again, with this rating stuff, guys, you don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
A script does not have a rating. The movie has to be shot and finished and then submitted to the MPAA before it gets a rating. So, back up until they actually see what they have here.
Exactly. And I've heard some great ideas for Deadpool to be, because he breaks the fourth wall, because he comments on things that the audience know, that he could actually have the mouth and bleep it in the movie and have him comment on
the rating.
That sound?
He should address the rating.
He should address the rating. I think it's brilliant. I've seen it. I know Nerdist covered us and then brought that up. And I wish I had the name, but a fellow Schmoville resident kind of threw that out there. They should bleep it, and he should break the fourth wall and say, man, every time I drop the F-bomb, there's some weird noise. What is that? But
and then at the end of the movie, Deadpool decapitates the head of the MPAA.
Yeah, that would be great, and that would fit in the structure of the movie. It would fit his character. It would fit the merc with the mouth and bleeping him out and everything. So, guys, this entertainment news and these scoops and everything, they're fluid. They will change. Like, it could happen that it's going to be PG-13, but it does. It changes on a dime. So, but hey, to everybody out there, thanks for covering the Deadpool scoop, and to finish off your Aquaman scoop.
Oh yeah, no, that got really good pickup.
Because the fans love it. I mean, that's what we want to. I think the blogs like schmoesknow.com and some of the other ones out there, we're all fans, and so when it comes later, there's like, Aquaman could have saved him, and like, that's awesome to me.
And I took a little heat at work, because it's like, okay, this story's doing nice traffic on the internet or whatever. Why isn't it?
Why isn't it on the wrap?
Right. But it's like, some stories just I didn't think it was necessarily for our audience. I didn't while we don't fit the classic definition of a trade, I think that we operate as a trade.
Yeah.
And I don't think that a story like that involving plot spoilers is necessarily for the trade audience. I thought that this was the appropriate forum to do it.
Yeah. I agree.
I got a note from Warner Brothers about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh boy, what they say?
We'll talk about it off air.
Okay. My God, that's what.
But yeah, listen, I don't mind coming on here and dropping a couple of cool things I hear that I can't necessarily report on my own site.
Yeah, and I just think it's very cool, and it was met with like one person I remember, and I thought it was a brilliant call because thematically this guy said that's bull. It's thematically it was a baby whale and its mother and the embrace of the that the whale is taking care of the. It's
something I overheard from a guy I don't know. So
yeah, exactly,
it's a rumor. Like don't feel like this is me getting it from one of my trusted sources who I deal with all the time, who I can take it to the bank. This was something that I overheard at a lunch from a guy who I don't know who it is. He's just an older gentleman, and I feel like in my head, older guys like that are not just gossiping about BS Batman and Superman rumors.
Exactly. And you know what? Maybe that's something that's just a part of the story that is never even mentioned in Batman v Superman.
Right.
I mean, because honestly, I would hate a scene.
Maybe they cut it for time.
They cut it for time.
Right.
And I would hate personally as a storyteller and as a lover of writing if Aquaman all of a sudden shows up and he's like, by the way, I was the one that saved you after the oil rig. And it's like, really? Explain. It's like, how do you work that in there? So it's
yeah. Who knows if there will be that scene? I'm just saying that is what I heard.
And it's fun.
And I kind of buy it.
I do too. And it's fun then because you guys picked it up. Everybody picked it up and you guys got into a lively conversation. And I think that's what's really fun about doing stuff like that. Because it's a discussion piece, it's speculation, it's just you're having fun talking about it.
This isn't hard news, gang.
Yeah, that was fun. So, but that's it.
Okay,
we should probably wrap it up.
I don't know what the timer's at, but
I don't even know.
We're already getting the signal. We got the signal. Into it.
But guys, this was Meet the Movie Press.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend, and thanks for always for sharing this. Please like us at Meet the Movie Press on the Schmoes Know Network on our Facebook page. Rate, comment, subscribe on iTunes. Tell your friends. We're having some good stuff happening, and I'm just really appreciative.
And free Simmons.
And free Simmons.
We're out. You just met the movie press.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
From producers Christian Harloff, Mark Ellis, and the entire Schmoes Know Network crew, we would like to thank you for listening to Meet the Movie Press. Special thanks to Kevin Undergaro and Maria Menounos, the author of Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, in stores now. To watch or listen to other Schmoes Know Network episodes, get movie news, or join the conversation, be sure to visit schmoesknow.com. I'm the Pit Boss, and this has been a presentation of Schmoes Know